With over 78 million members, the Catholic Church is the largest in the United States, representing 25% of the population. As an empowered community of believers, Catholics have a powerful voice that can be harnessed to orchestrate change in a tradition they grew up in and care about, but know can be better. A church is about the people, and more Catholics are in agreement. Faith communities have a responsibility to foster inclusivity and justice. Today, Catholics from every walk of life are inspiring each other to put their faith into action and transform church.
I love the Catholic faith. I'm part of a global community that has chosen the preferential option for the poor and going out and finding those who are the most marginalized and oppressed in society and bringing them the good news of Jesus.
I became a priest really to try to make a difference in the world, to serve people, to see the goodness in each person.
I'm a cradle Catholic. I was born and raised in the Catholic Church. I love my church, and now I'm raising my son in the Catholic Church as well.
I love the church, but it certainly can become better. In 2,000 years, it struggles to become more and more the presence of Jesus in the world. The heart of the church is the gospel of Jesus, so we need continually to be reformed and reborn to become faithful to that gospel.
I want it to be better for my son and future generations.
The church has evolved quite a bit over the centuries since it was first founded. And what we have learned as Catholics, and what is part of our tradition, is that reform is necessary within the church, and I am part of that.
The nation's largest progressive Catholic organization working for equality and justice in the church, Call to Action, educates, inspires, and activates Catholics to act for justice and build inclusive communities. Call to Action believes in a church where everyone is welcome, exploration is encouraged, and justice is lived.
In the 1960s, Pope John XXIII surprised the world by calling the Second Vatican Council, which opened the doors and windows of the church to reform. The heart of that reform is to together help bring the church to be the church that Jesus intended, a church where we are all brothers and sisters, a world where we're all children of God.
In 1976, there was a gathering of Catholic leaders and laity who came together to go over the question of where is the Catholic Church today and where is the Catholic Church going. And this meeting was Call to Action.
The Call to Action gathering called for a Catholic Church that advocates for women's equality in the church, promotes racial justice, provides pastoral care for LGBT people, fosters workers' rights, justice in the workplace, and sees every Catholic as being responsible for the church, not just the hierarchy, which emphasizes the Catholic teaching. We are all the church.
Call to Action is a movement of faithful, committed Catholics who have created a community rooted in faith, justice, and love. With over 50 local chapters and 25,000 members and supporters, the Call to Action community works on the local and national level to confront injustices, cultivate awareness, and advocate for change.
Call to Action takes on the crucial role in the church of bringing about change that always historically comes from the bottom, from the community. And so Call to Action, joining with other organizations globally, is the voice of the people of God in the Catholic Church today.
Pope Francis has said, "Who am I to judge?" And that same pastoral approach is what I find in Call to Action, where women are welcomed and celebrated and valued, and where the most oppressed are also celebrated and valued, and where there is the hope that one day oppression will be eliminated.
Being in an interracial marriage and raising a biracial son has really encouraged me to work for racial justice in our church more fervently, just as our church calls us to do. Call to Action views everything through a lens of anti-racism and anti-oppression principles. This is very important to me and my family because we want all people of color and cultures to feel fully included in the church. I'm a part of CTA's 2030 community, which raises up the concerns and voices of young adults in the church. Young adults have a deep spirituality, and we long for justice in our church and world. It inspires me to work for change in my community and in the church at large. It's very important to me to be a part of this movement so that we can see change for the future, a better church.
Women's equality is important to CTA. We deserve a place at a table for decision making and to have our voices heard. How is the church to go forward when half of the church is not heard, when half of the church is not at the table, and when half of the church is not making decisions?
From LGBT justice to women's equality in the church, to racial justice in our church and world, CTA is working to transform it all.
And so I really encourage my brother priests to join with the lay community to be part of Call to Action, because Call to Action is on the cutting edge of bringing the voices of the people to the heart of the church.
As a Latina, I was raised in the Catholic Church and taught primero Dios, first God. For us, family is important, God is important, and the Catholic faith has been the place where I have found God. The Catholic faith has been so important in my life. It has nourished me and it has shaped me. I want the best for my children, and for this reason, I want my lesbian daughters to be welcomed in the Catholic Church, and it is my hope, being part of CTA, that this will someday come about.
We know you care about your faith. So do we. If you yearn for a Catholic Church that champions faith, justice, and love for everyone, please join us. Be at home with us, a place that is rooted in the best of tradition, a place that speaks to a thirst for justice, a place that is welcoming and inclusive. That place is Call to Action. Join the transformation today. For more information, go to cta-usa.org or call 773-404-0004.